Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm delighted to welcome you to our webinar on what's new in Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain Management Wave 2 2025 release. This session is all about helping you understand the latest innovations from Microsoft that can transform your financial operations and supply chain processes, from AI driven automation and Copilot capabilities to better forecasting and compliance tools. These updates are designed to make your organization work smarter and adapt faster. Handing over to our expert speaker Himanshu Pandya, who will take you through key features and practical insights. So let's dive in. Himanshu, over to you.
Hello everyone, very good afternoon to all of you and a warm welcome to today's webinar on Microsoft Dynamics 365 2025 release Wave 2 updates. It's a pleasure to have you all here and I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us. My name is Himanshu Pandya and I'm currently working as a principal consultant with Mercurius IT. Over the past 11 years, I have had the opportunity to work extensively in the field of various Microsoft technologies and have helped organizations across industries to transform their operations and achieve greater efficiency by making use of and leveraging the Microsoft Dynamics 365 and the other related intelligence business applications. I have been fortunate to work on several end-to-end Dynamics implementations covering areas like finance, supply chain, human resource, and I've also exposure with the AI-driven automations. I have worked on several projects and have seen that how the right solutions can bring a measurable improvement in productivity, compliance, and definitely decision making. So let's see if for our today's session, we'll be exploring that what's new in the 2025 release wave 2 for Dynamics 365. This latest wave basically introduces a host of exciting updates across various modules from finance, supply chain to HR, and definitely there is a strong focus on AI, Copilot, automation, and enhanced analytics also. This is quite an exciting release because it marks a major step in how Microsoft is embedding its intelligence and automation across the overall Dynamics ecosystem. We will look at how these new capabilities can help business simplify their operations, reduce manual workloads, and gain deeper and real-time insights into their performance. So every release wave has a strategic intent, but this time Microsoft has focused on three key areas: AI agents, operational intelligence, and connected experiences. We will have a look at the new capabilities that Microsoft is rolling out and see that how they can be of a lot of great help for any organization to become more intelligent, connected, and efficient. Let's see first the structure for this wave, how it's getting released. So we know that Microsoft follows a continuous update model where it releases major updates twice a year. Wave 1 in April and wave 2 somewhere in October. Every wave runs for a period of 6 months and it introduces a lot of new features, AI capabilities and enhancements across the modules. This waves brings new features, enhancements, and tools to each module within the Dynamics 365. It's not necessarily targeting for one module, but it's for the overall modules which are there in Dynamics. The updates are basically designed to ensure the platform stays ahead of the industry trends and it continuously deliver the values to its user by making use of the latest technologies prevailing in the market. So this time Microsoft has released the plans and the features covered in it beginning from the July this year, and the early access to the lot of functionalities or the preview features were basically available to the customers from August itself. From the last month of October, it officially started releasing the features to definitely the selected regions and follows an incremental manner. And as per the plans, the complete rollout of all the new features scheduled for March 2026. Now let's see that what is there in this new wave. So as we saw that this time Microsoft has focused heavily on the AI driven automation, advanced analytics, and has started creating even more seamless and the connected experiences. The overall goal is to make the organizations more agile, efficient, and smarter in how they manage operations, respond to their customer needs, and drive their growth. So this wave focuses on delivering the global scale finance and we can call the agentic operations for the applications where it leverages intelligence and automation across the enterprise. With this wave, Microsoft has given various functionalities which will enhance the user experience and continue to refine the localization and compliance features also with the updates for various other modules across the product. It will also help meeting the latest tax regulations, VSG standards, along with the other regional requirements. It has also enhanced the supply chain process by giving enhancements to the forecasting and other day-to-day operations in it. Apart from finance and supply chain, this time Microsoft has given new features to enhance the HR module also, and therefore helps easing the employee life cycle. Now let's talk about certain features and functionalities across the modules. So let's first talk about the finance side. So in the finance side, we have a new journal framework. So this time Microsoft has released a new foundational upgrade after a quite long time in the form of a new journal framework, which will give its customers a flexibility to configure and to fit specific organization or industry needs and will process the finance process across legal entities. So there is a key component which will be available and will be listed as a feature in the release plan, as per the release plan, just to enable the new journal framework. So this new framework will help you enable the multi-entity journals and voucher level processing rather than only the journal header. So earlier they were only journal header concept, but now it will help you to process across the entity and the multi-voucher level processing. It will also help you improve the performance for import, validations, and posting process. This would be basically or especially for the organizations which work with a large volume of data. And this new framework is built altogether on a new table architecture, which is intended to modernize the legacy journal infrastructure. With this new framework, Microsoft has not discontinued the old framework, and that will also continue working with this new one. Now, on the performance and the scalability part, the new journal framework is aimed to handle the high volume journals better. It will simplify the multi-company transactions and will also improve the posting throughput, most importantly for the global organizations. Now, for multiple legal entities, such as, for example, global subsidiaries or the multiple business units, this framework is meant to simplify the cross-entity journaling and will definitely make the process more integrated rather than siloed. Now, let's talk about a new agent which also got featured with this wave, which is the account reconciliation agent. Now, the account reconciliation agent, we can call that it is a tool which is designed to help business automate and streamline their reconciliation of the financial accounts and also ensure that the general ledger balances align with the external financial data sources, such as the bank statements. So in today's reconciliation process, we know that first a user needs to run the reconciliation report manually for every subledger, and then the user has to find the discrepancies, post which they also need to perform a detailed research, which is basically needed to determine the corrective action also. And once all this is done, then the report is again executed to complete the overall process. So now let's talk about that how it will help to the users for their daily end-to-end activities. So with the introduction of this agent, the overall process will be streamlined, it will be fast and definitely automated. The agent will help you automating the reconciliation of financial data between the bank and the general ledger. It will help reducing the time and efforts which are spent manually comparing the records, and will also ensure that financial reporting is accurate. This agent will also help you improving the accuracy by reducing the human errors in manual reconciliation, as it will ensure that whatever the discrepancies are there for the amounts in the reports, those are flagged at the earliest stage only, and it will thus reduce the risk of errors also in the overall financial reporting process. It will help you maintain the compliance and accuracy of the records for the later audit purposes. This agent comes with the capability to automatically import the bank statement data in various formats such as the BAI2, CMT, or even the CSV, which will again make it easier to integrate with financial institutions. This agent integrates closely with a lot of modules such as the general ledger, bank management, cash and bank management within the system, and it will also ensure a seamless flow of data between the different parts of the system. This agent can be configured to meet your specific business requirements, whether you are dealing with multiple currencies, complex transactions, or the unique reconciliation procedures. As a part of the process, the system will also log all the changes and will review and also help in the adjustments made during the reconciliation process, which basically provides an audit trail for the compliance purpose, as it will help with the transparency in the reconciliation process. Apart from the framework and the agent, there are a couple of other features in finance side. So with this release, Microsoft has provided an enhancements to the global ledger part also, where new capabilities will allow business to manage their financials in multiple currencies and increased visibility into currency impacts. This will include updates to the financial reporting workspace also, and will offer more customizable and user-friendly reports, which will help improving the access to the financial data across the regions. Under the budgeting and forecasting, this will bring new tools for financial planners to use predictive analytics and AI to generate more accurate budget forecasts. It also provides a deeper integration with Power BI for visualizing budgeting data and projections, and will enable stakeholders to make data-driven decisions, all that based on the real-time insights. Now, there are enhancements around the financial close process also, which will help reducing the time and effort required to close the books at the end of each period. This will also simplify the journal entry process, automate the generation of journal entries for certain transactions and adjustments, and will thus save time and reduce the human error. This will also enhance support for regulatory compliance frameworks and the GDPR, and will be easier and will be helpful for easier tracking and auditing of the financial transactions. With this, Dynamics 365 focuses heavily on automation, AI integration, and usability improvements to make its financial management easier, more transparent, and more adaptable with the changing business needs. So for organizations which use Dynamics 365 Finance, this updates should drive more efficient workflows, improve the financial accuracy, and will definitely deliver the better insights into business performance. So overall, we can say that finance users will notice significant time savings and period close, fewer manual adjustments, and better audit visibility. Now let's talk about the SCM side. So there are a lot of new things in SCM also, and there are enhancements around the demand planning and forecasting, which is basically now embedded with the generative AI, and will thus help the user in doing the analysis of historical sales and forecast data, identifying the trends, seasonality, and definitely will perform the classification of volume versus variability to help the overall inventory optimization. It will also enhance the integration of external signals in forecasting, such as promotions, inflation, events, just better the model the real world influences on demand. The user interface with these features are even more intuitive with AI-driven insights, natural language queries, and the context-based suggestions. The demand forecasting can now be improved with multiple data inputs. For example, external signals like promotions or events to even make the forecast more accurate. Now, in the planning side, there are certain enhancements done to support for lean manufacturing, catch weight, and step consumption scenarios. Apart from all these things, there will be a provision for in-memory supply planning and improved performance scalability so that the planners can react faster to the changes in requirements. Now, certain enhancements are made for the warehouse improvements also, such as better mobile app experiences, variable device support in the warehouses, and integration with the external labor management systems, and many more. Now, in SCM also, there is, we can call a agent, which is introduced to ease a lot of work. Now, with this new agent, which the SCM has got, is known as the supplier communication agent. So what if someone tells you that your ERP can now read and act on vendor emails? So the first thought would be that how it can happen. The mail is coming and something can happen within the core ERP system. How can that be possible? But the new supplier communication agent is a prime example of the agent trend, where the most surprising capability is that it targets to automate the overall procure to pay task by helping to engage the suppliers automatically via emails to confirm the POs, handle the changes, and will also reduce the manual vendor follow-ups. This goes far beyond the simple chatbots or even email automation tools that we have seen in the past. So currently the process involves heavy manual intervention by identifying the required vendor emails and then performing the other required set of actions, such as verifying the order, then inventory check, and then again sending the updates back to the vendor and the other stakeholders. But with the introduction of this agent, the process will now be fully automated and there would be less manual intervention. This agent basically demonstrates an incredible leap in capability as it can identify the order changes sent through the email and it will help you apply them directly to the purchase order within the system. So imagine that a vendor emails to you and say that I can fulfill only uh, etc quantities from the overall units on some PO number, and the system understands the context, it finds the correct purchase order and immediately updates the quantity also within the same PO. And this all is happening without a purchasing agent ever needing to open that particular email. So this is the capability of this new agent. So we can call that this is a significant milestone because it shows that how AI is moving beyond simply interpreting your unstructured data. It's it is having ability to take direct transactional action within a core system of record, and that also without a human intervention. This will not only save a purchasers a significant amount of time spent on manual data entry, but will also prevent the errors that can occur when translating the information from an email into the ERP system. Now, apart from these things, there are a couple of other features also which are introduced with this wave. So this wave has introduced a lot of enhancements. It basically aims for the improved contract lifecycle by integrating with the external contract lifecycle management systems for purchase agreements, price terms, supplier contracts. It will also help you enhance the procurement tasks through mobile support by approving the purchase requisitions and purchase orders via mobile devices only. It will all help you accelerate the overall procurement cycle. From the quality, compliance, and manufacturing part, we will be having the capability to define the sample testing plans for finished goods, then block untested goods until the compliance is met, track the overall life cycle without even impacting the inventory levels. There are certain manufacturing and shop floor execution enhancements also with the help of better integration from planning to execution, lean manufacturing support, and improved mobile experiences for operators also. There are cross-module and platform enhancements also with the introduction of natural language queries and conversational agents, the synchronous toolkit and better integration across the modules. And there will be a seamless data flow. So there is a lot of focus in improving the shop floor agility also, which will boost the warehouse worker productivity and will ensure the global compliances. So this optimizations done will help the inventory placement also using the autonomous demand analysis and intelligent reslotting will help to align stock with real time demand and will thereby increase the picking efficiency. The integration with the external labor management systems will help you providing the real-time labor productivity tracking. It will help you automate the scheduling, workforce analytics in the warehouse context. Overall, we can say that the more accurate planning, reduced downtime, and proactive maintenance will all contribute directly to the improved fulfillment and profitability for an organization. Now let's talk about the new features which are coming for the HR module. So for the HR module, there is a new agent called the interviewer assistant agent. So this feature focuses on enhancing the entire employee lifecycle through intelligence and automation. Now, Microsoft has introduced a recruiting agent feature called the recruiter assistant agent or the interview assistant agent with the HR module. Now, this agent will provide the interviewers with a list of pre-generated interview questions based on the role the candidate is applying for and the candidate's experience, which will all help maintaining the consistency and a fairness across the process for all the candidates. Now, in today's scenario, every time when a new interview is scheduled, the HR people or the interviewer has to define the questions or needs to be ready with the question that are supposed to be asked during the interview. But this agent is taking care of all these things and it will also support preparing the job description generation, the candidate fit scoring, and it will improve the efficiency for interview and the hiring workflows. It will also help save a lot of time by reducing the manual effort for hiring managers and interviewers, as it will help you craft the questions and preparing for interviews. Now, with the help of this pre-generated questions, which are again tailored to the role, the candidate experience, it will all reduce the variations and bias in interviews. This agent will also help you improve the quality of hiring by aligning questions to the job description and the candidate profile to better assess the fit and the competency of the candidate. So the faster preparation, more professional interview process can help you improve the employer brand also. So the public preview of this agent is available since September 25 and the general availability is expected somewhere from Jan 2026. Apart from the interview assistant agent, HR got one more agent called the onboarding agent. So this agent is basically a AI assisted agent which is having the capability in Dynamics 365 HR, which will help you streamline the onboarding process for the new hires by simply automating the required tasks and guiding them through the onboarding journey. It will basically leverage the existing onboarding guides that the HR personnel will configure in Dynamics 365 HR. So right now, what happens when a new joinee is there, HR people or the required personnel has to follow up and they need to keep a track of all the activities which are going on, which we usually call as the induction process. And they also have to keep a track if the onboarding is completely set and they are having all the systems ready with them and all the other required things, which will help them to begin their work. But this agent is basically embedded within Microsoft Teams chat interface so that all of those activities are taken care directly and there would be a list, manual intervention, and the HR people need not to follow the things because the new hires can also access the agent via Teams. It will help you automate the repetitive onboarding tasks such as the document collection, training schedule assignments, and the policy acknowledgements. It will also provide the new hires with a visible task list, the upcoming deadlines, role or the department specific onboarding content, and it will offer a real-time tracking of the onboarding progress to the HR and the managers. It comes basically with a lot of business value, which will help you reduce the administrative burden, as the HR teams will have to spend less time manually coordinating the onboarding tasks or chasing the new hire. This feature is in public preview for March 2026. Now, apart from these two agents, there are other things also which are going on for HR module. Now, this time the this extra human resource focuses on enhancing the entire employee lifecycle through intelligence, automation, and analytics across the overall hire to separate process, which will help you boost the productivity and enable the business agility also. The enhancements and the automation targets to streamline the process for employees and HR business partners also. It also focuses on automating the routine HR tasks such as aspects of recruiting and onboarding handled by agents like the interview assistant agent and onboarding agent. So there is a heavy focus on advancing the recruiting capabilities through AI driven assessments, and integrations are done with the external job boards, including the LinkedIn portal. Now, with the addition of this AI and agent capabilities, the HR workflows are also getting more intelligent and assistant driven for various tasks. HR App is also integrating with other Microsoft platforms like Microsoft Viva Connections and Microsoft Entra ID, which will again help you reduce the duplication and will improve the overall employee experience. So all these tools will basically elevate the employee experience and will free the HR people from repetitive admin work and will give managers a real-time workforce insights. Now let's talk about the AI. So we know that there are a lot of already available AI agents within the Microsoft ecosystem. So we have these are all basically the out of box AI agents which are currently available. So we have a time agent which will help you or which helps you preparing your time entries directly integrating with the Teams invite. So whatever the invites you are having, it basically assess them and will create the entries in the draft mode in your system. Now we have the expense agent, which will again help you creating the expense entries within the system. So this will basically be working or it is driven by a simple email functionality, which will be configured for this agent. And whenever a new expense entry is sent to that email, the configured email, whatever the attachments are there, the expense pro system will extract the data and will create the expense entries within the required portal. This basically works with the OCR capability. Now we have the approvals agent also, which help you to approve the workflows assigned to the users. And we have the supplier communication agent, which we discussed, which will help you enable the overall procure to pay process. Then we have the scheduling operations agent also. This is basically an out of box agent available within the Microsoft Dynamics field service. And finally, we have the account reconciliation, which will help you complete the reconciliation process and will reduce the manual efforts and the manual intervention. So from the 2025 release Wave 2, we can see that there is a heavy focus on delivering the global scale agentic operations for Dynamics 365 applications by leveraging the intelligence and the automation across the enterprise. We can see that there is a new operational model now where we will have intelligent agents which will not only just advise humans, but they will actively perform certain critical business functions. We can say now that we will see a transformation from assistant to agents, or we can say that our newest co-workers will now be the AI agents. So the concept of an AI assistant is evolving into something which we can call as an autonomous agent. So instead of waiting for a command, these agents are being designed to proactively manage the complex multi-step tasks across different business functions, operating as a specialized digital members of your team. If I say, for an example, the reconciliation agent and the other agents that we discussed. Now, the shift is clearly visible in several upcoming capabilities within procurement, finance, and the human resource side also. This will transform the operations from manual execution into orchestrated supervision. We will now also have a model context protocol or the agent extensibility feature, which will allow an agent to perform real-time operations and will retrieve specific business data from the system in response to natural language prompts, and this will bridge a gap between the AI and the complex ERP systems. So with the help of all this embedded AI workflows, users will now be able to ask questions of their data in natural language. Apart from this, there are a lot of role specific Copilot enhancements also, where each major business area such as sales, service, finance, SCM gets more focused Copilot and AI features. Overall, I would say that we are now moving from automation to autonomy, where we will be having systems that don't just process the transactions, but will actually reason and will act with us. So, with the release of Wave 2, we can say that Microsoft is basically transforming the supervision into orchestration. So Dynamics 365 is now moving toward a model where AI agents handle the repetitive communication, complex calculations, and data synthesis part. So the shift transforms the operations from manual execution into orchestrated supervision. It will all allow the human professionals to focus on strategic relationship management, complex problem finding, and proactive compliance, because your day-to-day work or the day-to-day activities will be taken care by the AI agents. So by upgrading to the latest release, users will get the exposure to the all new agents such as the supply communication, reconciliation, or the agents within the human resource. The upcoming features will help you boost the existing process, such as the business planning can now be done from weeks to minutes only. So all these new capabilities within Dynamics 365 will accelerate this process using a quick start templates. User can experience the greater flexibility and scalability by making use of certain AI features, agents or co-pilots which are compliant to. By upgrading to the one version, users will experience the AI-powered Copilot features, which are embedded across different modules to help their users automate tasks, analyze the data, and make smarter decisions. So with that, we have come towards the end of the webinar, and I hope that we all got a clear picture of the functionalities that what will be coming with Wave 2. Oh, Shivnupur.
Hi, Himanshu. We do have some questions that are received.
Okay.
Okay, the first question is how much manual intervention is minimized in the account reconciliation agent?
Okay, so we have seen like with the introduction of this agent, the process will become more proactive rather than reactive when a difference is identified in the overall reconciliation process. It will also help you identify any difference and will rectify, as it was a quite time consuming process. But now all of this will be done by the agent and will help largely reduce the manual effort. Also, by making use of the Copilot, users can now be notified of a difference between the subledger and the general ledger, and will also provide options for how to resolve the issue. So reconciliation, we can say that is a no longer a bottleneck, but is always in a continuous state of readiness. This will all help you reduce the manual intervention.
Okay. And another question is how can we track the action items with the help of onboarding agent?
Okay, so the onboarding agent will help you track the action items with the help of automated tasks, location, and the overall progress monitoring. The agent will automatically assign a personalized list of tasks and deadlines to each new hires based on their role, department, and location. The system will then monitor the completion status of each task in real time. It will also send the timely and personalized reminders to new hires for the overdue or the upcoming tasks, such as completing the paperwork, enrolling in benefits, or finishing a training module. Also, there will be a centralized dashboard and reporting for the HR teams and hiring managers, which will help getting them a real-time visibility into the entire onboarding process.
Mm. And can we create custom agents?
Yes, you can create custom agents for Dynamics 65 Finance and Operations using the tools like Copilot Studio and the Microsoft 365 Agents SDK. So these agents can automate the tasks, provide quick insights, and will help you streamline the process, such as handling chart of account request or even detecting the purchase order price variances.
Mhm. And are there any new features for manufacturing
Uh,
industry?
yes, yes.
Mhm.
So the process manufacturing will provide you the yield management functionality to track actual versus expected yields, and it will also help you integrate the quality orders and test results with batch attributes. Now there are a couple of inbuilt formulas also for products, for co-products and byproducts, which will all help you managing the batch numbers, test results, potency, and quality attributes.
Okay. And how has AI improvised for D365 FSCM?
There are certain features with which we can say that the AI is now improvised, such as the generative AI. Making use of this generative AI will help for the demand planning, where the historical sales and forecast data will be analyzed to detect the patterns such as trends and classifications. Then we have the conversational co-pilot with follow-up questions, which will make the in-product help experience more interactive and intuitive. We will also have the autonomous reslotting for warehouse optimization to automatically analyze the demand shifts and adjust warehouse inventory placements for more efficient picking. We will also have the procure to pay automation with the supplier communications agent, improved quality control, and the compliances. Also, there will be support for wrist mounted scanners in the warehouses. So all this we can say that AI is improvised for D365 FSCM now.
Okay, I think that's all the questions. Thank you everyone for being a part of today's session, and we hope you found the insights valuable. If you would like to know any more insights or want to have any more discussions, please reach out to the email ID mentioned on the screen, that is may.a@mercuriusit.com, and we'll share the recording with you soon. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.